Thank you for checking out this webinar about Rascal House and about the franchise opportunity. Over this webinar, we're going to talk a little bit about kind of the history and the benefits of owning a Rascal House and where the process goes from here, kind of the ins and outs of the FDD and that type of stuff. So getting right to it, the benefits of Rascal House. One of the biggest things with Rascal House is the history of the brand. That we have been doing this for nearly 40 years. There are a lot of franchise concepts out there that have started up and they start franchising after a year, they start franchising after 6 months, and next thing you know, they've got 300 stores and they've never even proven the concept. Whereas we've got 40 years where we've had stores that have been successful, we've built a brand, we have really perfected the operations of how things should go. As a franchisee, you're going to get the benefit of learning from the mistakes that we've made over those 40 years, but most importantly from the successes that we've made, and have the opportunity to grab onto that customer base that we've established. There is a very loyal brand and customer base that's out there that have been visiting, that have gone to Rascal House since they were a little kid, and are going to be going into your store the day that it opens. Part of a huge benefit of being in business that long and of having a Rascal House is that we have proprietary information, we've got proprietary processes, we've got recipes, we've got sauces, we've got doughs. These are things that have been developed and have been tweaked over decades to arrive at the product that we have today that is completely unique, that nobody else has. And that's big when you're opening a business because you don't want to have something that anyone else can duplicate. The process and the production that we have of that is done to maximize the labor, eliminate the waste, from the layout of our kitchens to the point of sale software. All of those things are going to help you become more efficient from the very first day you're in business. And that's really where a big part of the benefit comes with this, is that we're going to enable you to make money faster. It's going to shorten the time to your break even. It's going to help you work out the kinks faster because we've already worked them out. Delivery and our delivery process is another huge part of Rascal House. So delivery now, I mean, there's all these different apps and websites and things like that that have developed, and delivery has essentially become necessary for any type of restaurant. Rascal House, over the last 40 years, we've perfected the delivery process. So we know how to take orders. We've got the software plugged into our point of sale. We know how to prep the orders and get them out the door quickly. We know the best way to teach you to train and to keep delivery drivers and help them get paid the right amount so that they're going to stay around. And most importantly, we've got the marketing to help you with the delivery. You'll be amazed at the different type of marketing strategies that it's going to take to actually maximize on that delivery process and the products that we have. So being able to learn from the knowledge that we have around that is going to be very important. This, catering is what I would say really sets Rascal House apart more than almost any other brand out there. If you think about it, when was the last time you went to a business meeting and you saw it catered by Pizza Hut or by Papa John's? Those are things that just don't happen. Yet Rascal House, over the years, we have created the strategy and the marketing that really has built catering as a huge part of our business. So we know the location that your restaurant needs to go in. We know how to, like I said, do the marketing. We know how to support. We know how to take in the orders. All of those things we're going to train you how to do. And it's a huge, huge deal to be able to open your restaurant at 9 a.m. in the morning and be looking at a screen full of catering orders and know just from these orders, just from the food orders that I have in front of me right now, we're going to be able to pay all the bills for the day. So everything else from here on is just gravy. And that's a big deal. And if you look at the video, Nico has a video on here that talks a little bit about that, and you get to see a small sample of what they're working on in the morning. But the delivery can be huge. I mean, I cannot understate enough how important of an aspect that is to our business and to your restaurant when you open up. With the location, we have the history, so we know what locations have been successful, locations that haven't been quite as successful, but we've been able to collect all that data. We've got data from our fan pages, we've got data from our loyalty programs. We've commissioned studies and spent thousands and thousands of dollars on compiling the data on exactly where we want our stores to go. Those are things that a lot of people aren't going to give you, and certainly if you went out by yourself, that would be a lot of work, where you can come to us and we can say, look, here's the study we've done, here's the maps, these are the areas we know we want to go. We have a real estate agent that has been part of this plan that can immediately work with you on identifying these spaces, on negotiating leases, on getting everything ready to go. So we've taken the guesswork out of it. We've taken the data that we have available and we've really honed in on where we want to be and where the store needs to open up to make it the most successful it can be. When it comes to marketing, this is another thing where we have been able to perfect this over the years. We have literally hundreds of different ads that can be used for newspapers, direct mail, in-store signage, box toppers. I mean, literally, you name it, we've got it. And if for some reason we don't have it, we have a team that will create it for you. So those are really big things. I mean, you don't want to open a restaurant and have marketing that looks like it was created by your teenager at home on the computer. I mean, these are professionally designed pieces. We have relationships with printers that can get things done. It's less expensive. It's more effective. We've already done the A/B testing. We know what works. We know what doesn't work. With marketing, we have a very strategic timeline on when you need to start doing certain things to ramp up for your store opening. We know what you need to be doing around holidays. We know what you need to do to get customers back in the door. I mentioned delivery. I mentioned catering. I mean, we've got those things prepared for you, and we have a team that is ready to support you from day one through the next 10 years of your business, that's going to be able to help you with your marketing, not just in developing marketing campaigns and materials, but in making sure that they're effective and that you're getting the bang for your buck that you should be getting out of marketing campaigns. We also offer great training and ongoing support. Like I say, we've been doing this for a long time. When you sign your franchise agreement, you're going to come to one of our corporate stores and we're going to train you with our team on everything. I mean, literally, you will learn how to run the restaurant from top to bottom. Then when your store is ready, we'll send our team to your store and help you train your customers. So we're going to be very involved in the opening and the launch of your store. We're going to make sure that you feel very comfortable operating your store and you know how we do things. And we have done this. I mean, when you look at the amount of customers that have come through the doors, you're talking about millions and millions of transactions. So we've perfected that customer experience. We've perfected the food prep. We've perfected all of these things that we're going to pass on to you so that when you open the store on day one, you've got that and you're ready to go. We also have different programs and intranets and things that will help you as you continue on in your store. So ongoing training, helping anytime we roll out a new product or a limited time offer, all of those things will be supported with marketing and training. Now, here's kind of a high level, but As we've moved through this, you're going to get an email from me with the franchise disclosure document if you haven't gotten it already. It's kind of like it's a big legal document that's going to tell you everything that you want to know or need to know about owning a Rascal House. Just some high level things that are listed in that document that I can tell you initially. The upfront fees for a Rascal House, your initial franchise fee is going to be $30,000. That's going to be due upon signing the franchise agreement. Any additional stores that you do after that, the franchise fee drops. It drops down to $25,000. Right now, we don't have any fee for training, so that's all covered in the initial franchise fee. You'll see that a lot of franchises will charge their franchisees. I've seen anywhere from $2,500 all the way up to $30,000 to train. We do that. That's covered within our franchise fee. We want to make sure that you're comfortable opening your store. We also don't have any real estate fees. We have somebody that we work with that will work with you on finding your location, and that's something that you're not going to have to pay us for or pay them for that matter. The ongoing fees is a 5% royalty fee that will be paid on your gross revenue. There's also a 3% brand marketing fee. So that 3% brand marketing fee is going to go for websites, the development of material, circulars, anything you can think of that's going to promote the overall brand of Rascal House. Then after the 3% marketing fee that comes to us, you will be responsible to spend a minimum of 3% on local marketing. And that can be anything from a banner at the local high school football stadium to direct mail pieces to sponsoring a little kid T-ball team. I mean, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. Our marketing team will certainly help you and show you where those marketing dollars are going to be best spent. But that 3% will stay with you and will be paid out by you within your local area. The FDD, like I said, if you don't have it already, you'll be receiving it. You have to have that for at least 14 days before we can do any type of franchise agreement. So you've got plenty of time to review that. Some of the items, obviously you're going to want to pay close attention to everything in there, but Item 6 talks about ongoing costs of owning a Rascal House. Item 7 is going to give you a breakdown of what the initial costs are of owning a Rascal House. And item 19 lists the financials. And Rascal House is unique in the sense that we give you the revenues for all of our stores that are in operation. You're going to see how big all of our stores are. You're going to see what the revenue is, how long they've been opened, all that type of stuff. Also within the franchise agreement, within the FDD, there's a copy of the franchise agreement. And a lot of times the franchise agreement is a lot easier to read cover to cover than the FDD may be. So you can find the franchise agreement. You can read that cover for cover. That's the agreement that once it's personalized with your location and with your information, that's the document that you would sign. The rest of the stuff that's in the FDD is there to help answer questions that may arise from reading the franchise agreement. A lot of times people will ask me if they need a lawyer to review the FDD or the franchise agreement. I certainly wouldn't discourage that. If you want a lawyer to look over it, more power to you. What I will suggest, though, is that franchising is very unique. And if you're going to have a lawyer look at the FDD or the franchise agreement, make sure that they have experience with franchising and that they're a franchise attorney. You wouldn't go to a real estate attorney to get a divorce, or you wouldn't go to a divorce attorney to get a patent. There are different types of law, and franchise is very unique. And so a lot of times people will come to me and they'll say, well, I showed the franchise agreement to my brother-in-law that's an attorney, and he couldn't believe what was in there. I can tell you 90% of franchise agreements are the same. It is boilerplate that is regulated. The FDD is regulated on what each item and what each section needs to say and how it's laid out. And so if you show it to an attorney that seems to be shocked about anything, it's not it means they do not have the experience necessary to be reviewing a franchise agreement. So if you're going to do that, make sure that you have a franchise attorney look at that. This will complete this webinar. We've obviously got a bunch of other videos that we've sent over to you that's going to help with your education process. Hopefully this will help. Once again, my name is Ryan Comby. You can email me at ryan@rascalhouse.com, or you can call me or text me anytime on my phone. That's my mobile phone number there. That's 801-831-8521. I look forward to answering any other questions you may have about Rascal House or specifically about the FDD or anything that we've talked about in this webinar. So reach out to me, and I look forward to speaking with all of you soon. Thank you.